Thanks for joining me here again on Sunshine Forest on Farming Simulator 25. It's episode 13 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I am bouncing around all over the place. It's 2:28, it's April. I'm in one of those situations where I've got so much to do, so many different things, and that's a great problem to have. I'm part way through doing, I do this at home as well. Tell me if you're one of these people that does this. You'll be doing a job, whatever the job might be. You'll be part way through doing that job, and as you go to do something, you notice something else. And you think, oh, as soon as while I'm here at this location, this point, I'll just do that, and I'll get that sorted. And maybe it's something's in the way or whatever it might be. I'll do that. Then you find yourself going down a route of doing various different jobs, and then about an hour later or later on than that, you come back to the original job that you kind of set off doing. Now we stopped doing the rice harvest because it was pouring with rain. Went off to do the other things. Did the wood chipping, cleared the fields, did the ploughing. The ploughing's all done, which you saw. Done a little clip of me doing the liming. Now the liming's all done. We've sorted all that out. So the liming's done on the two big fields. I'm ready to do some seeding. I've got a planter. I'm swapping out the seeder. I'm getting a different seeder. More for the rice field. So the rice field, I started doing some of the rice field. Now the rain stopped. And then when I was doing that, I looked across at where all the pallets of long planks and beams are piled up, and I thought, oh, you know what I need to do? I need to lease a flatbed. So I leased a flatbed. It was one of the Mack Trucker 921 ones. It was only about £1,000 to lease. So I took that down there, and the telehandler was down there. So I thought, oh, the telehandler. I need to move the telehandler up to where the forestry is. So I moved the telehandler up here. I did like 2 rows of rice harvesting. And then I thought, oh, I need to get all that wood chip put into that silo. I need to do that as well at some point. I'll do that. So what I was going to do, I've got a couple of options for that as well. Anyway, so I brought the telehandler over here, and then I thought, what I need to do, because I put my field right up to the forest edge, and I haven't cleared the forest there. And up to now, our previous entry and exit into our forested areas was along the route I took when I marked out our previous boundary. Well, our previous boundary's changed now. So I thought, what I need to do then, I need access through from where I'm cutting trees through to our road that we put in. So I put the telehandler just over there, so I can see where it is, and I'm cutting through there, so when we load up our lorries we can drive straight through there onto our little track, out along the other track, across our crossing that we made, and then we can take it to the lumber mill. Brilliant. So I went to start cutting trees, then suddenly realised that my plot actually curves round that way, my original plot, which is where I was cutting. This new plot goes off in that direction, and there's a wedge bit in the middle that's not ours. So there's our old plot that kind of goes around like that, and our new plot goes up, almost kind of out in a wedge. So I went to cut a couple of trees here and realised I couldn't, so I've marked a few trees. I don't know if you can see here. So I've marked a few trees with green spray. That's our boundary. The ones that aren't marked in this wedge here in the corner, in this bit here, that way and that way, are trees that we don't own on our land yet. So I'm going down this route doing this. So what am I now? 4 jobs removed from where I was, and suddenly thought I need to get back to get the rice field done. Then I need to get onto planting. Then I need to get the wood chip sorted out. I need to get all that wood loaded up and transported, all the wood beams and long planks. That facility is set to selling now. If I get to a point where I want to build something else, in inverted commas, and I need the stuff, and again it's more storytelling. It's that thing of, yes, it's not a constructible, but if I were off camera, I am surprised that we're 6 months into the game and we don't have any new constructibles. No one's made any constructibles. I don't know. I'm sure Giant said that the stuff would be available. I need to talk to OmaTana, a couple of modders I know, to find out whether the actual stuff is available. Anyway, what I was going to go and say was, I mentioned this in the last episode briefly. There are a few trees that when you cut down, the ones I'm doing at 8 metre lengths, not all of them, this sort of look of tree, it cuts into 3 8 metre lengths, but the third one, most of that length isn't viable timber, lumber. And I said that when I was unloading the other day. So for example, this one here I can't pick up, it's 8 metre, that one I can't pick up, this one I can, which is odd. And if I do this and tilt it, look, you know how much that goes into the ground? That's because most of that, although it's got all of that on there, actually isn't viable wood. And I'll show you what I mean. If I put my chainsaw like that, and we go down there, we'll go along till we'll lose it. There we go. So we'll go to just about there, cut it, and watch. It's like when you cut the very tip off of a tree that's been cut down, and you lose the end bit. That's a lot of wood to lose. But to be fair, that wood, I'm loading it all up onto the trailers. It's taking up space on the trailer because it's interacting with all the other wood that's here, and it's not viable. There's no quantity to it, there's no mass to it, there's no wood chip value or wood. So what I've been doing is chopping those bits off, throwing them all in a pile over here, like I've got the other pile over where I was doing the stuff for the ministry. And we'll come back and gather this up later on, or we'll wood chip it, or we'll do something with it, because I'm just wasting space on trailers. Yes, it's a lot of extra handling, it's a lot of mucking around. Most of the trees are alright. It's not these shorter ones here. I think it's the slightly longer dead standing, these ones. Like I say, you'll get 2 8 metre cuts, then the end one, most of that top section is just nothing. Let's just call it pulpwood. It's just, yeah, it's no good whatsoever. So I'll see you in a little while. I'm just going to clear this route through. I'm going to load some logs up because we need to get some more money. I'm going to load up the wood trailer of all the wood beams and long planks. We'll take that and sell that, so we've got a bit more money. I have been tasked by the ministry. You know that roadway I said about, you know, because they mentioned, and I think I mentioned this right back at the start, there used to be an old coal facility. And they want me to uncover it, find it, if it's out there. If it's blocked in, they want me to clear a route to it so they can use the coal. Fine. Whether we load the coal onto a train and send it off, if we can do that. I've still got a lot of people messaging me saying since the last update, was it 1.9, the trains aren't, you can't sell. I still can't get it to stop on here. Oh, that wasn't what I was intended to do. What happened there? That was weird. Turn that on. Cut. There we go. Yeah, I showed in the last episode, the weird thing is if I just walk up to the point and click on rent train, it won't arrive. If the train's on the map and I click on rent train, it will stop and come back. But for some reason, if it's off the map and I click rent train, it won't rent. I can't get it to arrive. I've actually been using this. I do use my telehandler, but the tracks, if I just get it just on the edge, I can kind of line my logs up a little bit neater. There you go. It's not perfect, but it will do. I'm nearly out the other side, and once I've done that, then I'll get on with some of the other jobs. I was talking about what I was going to do about belt systems. So I've got my option off. I've got that, the Dr. Drulia Quantum Auto Load. That thing's perfect, picks up from the ground. If you get it in its fast speed, you can drive it like a tractor. That'll go at, rather than 3 miles an hour, at 20 miles an hour, which is pretty cool. No, 20 miles an hour, 24 miles an hour, whatever it is. That'll work out fine. Or we've got the Forage pickup. The Forage pickup is a bit more unrealistic. It'll pick up anything. But whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to put it into the trailer. And then I load it into my new wood chip storage. I should have done the wood chip storage in the first place rather than piling all the wood chip up. I wasn't sure whether that silo would take it or not. If you haven't seen the last episode, none of what I'm saying is going to make any sense. But I'll show you when I get over there later on. I think that's a little bit more realistic, I think, maybe, sort of. Either one of them will work. That might reach to start off with, so I can just go from my wood chip pile into storage, but then once the pile gets too far out of reach, I'll have to move that and unload it into the trailer. The only downside with doing it the way I'm doing it now is when I was cutting the trees down initially with the wood chipper, because the actual that devourer has got a 50,000 litre capacity, I was doing 75,000 litres at a time and unloading it on the floor. Well, none of what I'm going to pick it up with will have a capacity, so it will just be the capacity of the trailer. I'm just moving all the logs either side. simply because I just move a little way back from each of the stumps. So when I come through with the stump grinder, I haven't laid logs over the top of any of the stumps. I've cleared my path and I can see my route straightforward and easy enough. I might do a bit of landscaping and put a little bit of a dirt track in here, or I might put one of those roadways. The problem is with putting one of those roadways, there seems to be a little bit of a collision, and also if I start clearing the woods any further back or clear out from here out to the side, then the roadways, it's null and void. It's pointless having it at that point. So anyway, I've talked enough about all of this. Just wanted to give you a heads up where we're at, because I don't like to jump between episodes and suddenly start a new episode and I've done tons and tons of stuff off camera and it doesn't make sense, you know. I'd rather it made sense, so I just try to explain, whether you want me to or not. Thank you for everyone that's been reaching out about my back. It's bizarre, my back, I put my back out Tuesday. I'm doing this bit of recording Sunday, but this may not post until Monday now, it depends, because there's a few things I need to get done today, but it's Sunday as well. I'll spend some time with the family, and it's been bad all week. I mean, yeah, bad all week. I've been painkillered up to the eyeballs, and the weird thing, it makes me think I've slipped a disc and not just muscular, because sitting up it hurts, but like I say, painkillers is doing the trick. The one place you think would be better is laying down. So the first night I was like, I can't wait to get into bed. So lay down, lay flat, maybe my back will just pop into place, all will be well in the world. When I laid down, the pain was unbelievable. The past 4 or 5 days I've slept so badly. This might be another one. Look, I'll show you see where it goes into the ground. When I do the next cut, it tilts like that. So this is another one. I need to just chop that end bit off. Yeah, so and then yesterday, Saturday, admittedly I had taken a lot of painkillers, but I wasn't feeling too bad. It was like I went up to bed, I thought, okay, it doesn't feel too bad. Laid down, the worst night's sleep I've had so far. The pain, I nearly passed out. I just said to MrSealyp, said goodnight, turned the light out, laid down, went to roll over. Oh, honestly. Then that being said, touch wood, I've woken up this morning and it's not feeling too bad. Certainly not as bad as it has been the last few days, so I don't know. But thank you to everyone that's been reaching out and asking, and so many people saying, oh, I suffer with a bad back, my wife suffers with a bad back, I feel your pain. And like I said many times before, yes, the weight's gone back on again, and the weight's not helping. But I've always had a bad back. My dad always had a bad back, and I've said that before. My dad was fit as a butcher's dog. He cycled his whole life. He worked his whole life, and he was kind of not ripped, but he was muscle and sinew. Because, like I say, he cycled everywhere, and he had a pull-up bar, and he would. But his back, when his back went, he was the same. And he put a bar in at the top of the stairs at our old house, across the top of the stairs, and he would hang from the bar, and you would hear his back, like when mine popped when it went, you would hear his back like a popoid. You know what popoid is? Have a look up popoids. You could hear it go clunk 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 as it went back into place. And unfortunately, I've inherited it. I don't think my brother's back is as bad. His has gone a couple of times. I know one of the times my brother's back went, he was laid up for almost a week in bed, couldn't move. So yeah, we've inherited. Isn't that fun? Anyway, I've got so much to get done. We're nearly out. Look, I've only got a little bit and we're out of the road. Cool. Thank you for sitting with me while I've been doing this, clearing our new path through. Look at that. Look. Very efficient. I'm going to say it again. This thing, best investment. Best investment. And the stump grinder's been absolutely phenomenal as well. Actually, what we will do, let's go that way first, and then put it to the side. So I don't mind lying them all. I'm not necessarily doing big piles, but just to keep them away from the stumps. 2 or 3 jobs, nearly done. Full load of logs. Actually, I think I've got 4 logs left down the bottom there. So all the stuff I cut on this bit through here filled this up. I mean, I might have overfilled it. I think the message for today is going to be health and safety. What's that? So anyway, tracks in. This is done. I've loaded up my leased trailer. Actually, I could have put it on the back of this, to be fair, but then I would have to drive all it down. You see what I mean, though, about all... I did my field right up to the edge of the forest, so I didn't really leave myself any room. I've got a trackway that side, and I thought if I'm going to be bringing logs out, it makes more sense to do it like this. And like I said, I'm saving this plot of land for some other stuff. But anyway, I've loaded all the pallets of beams and long planks on. If we need any more at any point, the production that's running at the moment I can always set to storing rather than selling, and then we can get some out if we need them. But we've got... I have to say, I stored them all under that shelter I put in. There was a lot more under there than I thought. It's weird because I kind of did them gradually as they were being produced, and didn't really realise just how much was there. But what I've also done is I've leased the conveyor belt. I've also bought a new seeder. See what I mean? There's absolutely loads on here. I'm not knocking it. It's absolutely brilliant. That cost these Mack Trucker 921 trailers. I think this cost 1,800 to lease. Can't odds it. Can't odds it. Anyway, bought a new seeder, 5.2 metre. I've used the John Deere versions of these before, but I haven't really used these. 5.2 metres wide. They got attachers so you can put multiple ones together. £6 a pop, which is amazing, and they're direct drills. Why not? I have also bought the plough backup that we had. The issue I had with the roadway in the last episode, where it kind of got caught up and jammed and wouldn't move anywhere, that happened repeatedly while I was ploughing the field. Nowhere near the road, it just seemed to jam, and then my tyres on the tractor, and it's not just because I've got the chains on or anything like that, it was like locked solid, and the tractor wheels would turn, but the tractor and plough were not moving at all. Now that could be a combination of the tractor and that. It could be the roadway and that. I don't know. So potentially we might sell that. I'm not sure at the moment. So next job after I've sold all this lot, that's going to go over. We're going to start moving the wood chip. I need to finish off that rice harvest. I've got to get the rice harvest done so we know how much rice we've got in, and then I can start repurposing. I'm not going to put any... Actually, if we go to our... I haven't shown the precision farming either, have I? Of course I haven't. If we come across to our PF... I have done... our environment score has plummeted. We were at 80 something, weren't we? Now we've got these new fields, and I think because I've ploughed them out, yeah, we've why is that dropped? Oh, that's 82. 54 what? Not sure. Anyway, what's weird as well is I did the precision farming, did the ploughing out, then I did my soil mapping. This bit here hasn't got a soil map. Those are the colours for the different soil types. That's not. That hasn't given me anything. I'm not sure why. But anyway, that being said, if we go to here and we go to our pH, where I'm harvesting the rice, the pH isn't too bad. Normally in 3 harvests it will get to its worst. That was re-pH'd. I'm still getting this. A lot of people were saying about when it came out about this blue stuff. Doesn't matter what you do. It says it's putting down the perfect amount, and then it goes blue, which is not great. That's really, yeah, that's not good at all. And with the update to precision farming, that was supposed to have stopped, but it really hasn't. Anyway, I don't know. I don't dive too deeply into it. I do the stuff I do. I get the harvest I get, and whatever I get off the fields is what I get off the fields. At the end of the day, I'm not going any deeper with it than that, because I'm just not. I know people have done charts and graphs and XML the documents and sheets and oh, you name it. No, I'm not diving that deeply. So let's see what we get for this load. Then we'll do all the beams and stuff. That'll give us a good indication of how much money we've got to play with regard to apple trees and stuff. I'm just thinking with all the jobs I'm doing now, the apple trees might not be till the next episode. Oh, come on! With the £4,000, nearly £4,500 environmental score reward. Okay, that's brought the money up a little bit. That will need to go back down. Let's see what we get for all of the beams and planks. Here comes the train again. Here comes the train again, falling on my head like a memory. No, that's not. I do like me a bit of Annie Lennox, not gonna lie. Painkillers, people, painkillers. Right, let's go. That's going to be my excuse for everything. Every bizarre thing I do moving forward now. There may be some weird stuff from earlier in the episode. I think I recorded for about 20 minutes when I talked about all sorts of stuff. Some a bit random, some not. Some stuff you probably already know. Some it depends how I edit it. So if it seems a little bit disjointed, it could be because I did that. So our sell point is just here. Ben's still there, hanging around. Don't disappear when the rain comes. So let's back up to there. Oh, we're selling already. Oh my days! Come on now. Oh, that's absolutely what? Oh, I'm going to lose a fair bit because I'm now selling automatically rather than loading up. But that was what, 2.5 months? That was 2.5 months of that production running. I did have to do all the lumber and stuff. I suppose I had to put all the wood in there first. Why is that not now selling? Oh, come on. There we go. So that was 400. Well, we're up to 441 grand. What we were on 138 before I sold my logs and before we sold that. So that's good. I'm going to buy one. And oh, actually, I've got it all set on selling automatically. Do I need a low loader now? Just that was brilliant, incredibly useful, and with that configuration as well, with the ramps for transporting stuff around, that's absolutely mint. Oh no, I know what I'm going to get. I thought about getting myself, like the dump truck the ministry's got, I thought about getting myself a dump truck, maybe. Do I need a dump truck? Don't know, probably not. That might be a bit excessive. Right, so what we can do there, let's disconnect that. Legs down. Run away! And now we go to here. So we can't even return stuff here either. No, can't sell or return here. I have to do it from the I'll do it from the main menu later on. That'll get sorted, don't worry. Right, next, let's go and grab the... I'm going to need the trailer, aren't I? Let's grab the conveyor. Take the conveyor out, start getting the wood chip into the storage rather than leaving that all out. Again, like I say, I don't have a use for it at the moment. There is that compost mod that came out the other day, but that requires pallets and stuff if you're going to bag the compost. And it has some silage clamps, and you can actually put wood chip in it, which changes it into organic matter. You can pack the silos, and then when it's fermented, you've got compost. Which I thought about maybe doing that, but the process itself, the clamps, it just seems a lot of, I don't know, a bit of a faff. I'm not going to lie. So, our farm is expanding. Just thinking as well, putting potatoes in the ground. I don't remember planting potatoes being so expensive. But buying potatoes, because I haven't got any left over, I'm sure when I did it recently, it's not this prohibitive, but it just seemed... Oh no, my trailer is there. It just seemed expensive. I don't remember doing potatoes being as expensive. So we should be able to... Oh no, I've done it the wrong way around, haven't I? Let's spin you around. Actually, I can disconnect. This thing moves fast enough as it is. Let's move this out of the way. Cover open, so when we need to use that later on we can. Let's hop out. So, into this, do that. Extend that. Actually, it doesn't need to be that high, does it? But we'll do when we get to a trailer. If we go to there, and then extend that right out, will we be able to reach? Well, we should be able to reach initially, but then, like I say, as we then start moving away, can we reach? Oh, I mean, we are... What about if I go right to the corner? Yeah. This is what I'm saying. Then we'll have to do it into trailer. Then that's fine. We can do the trailer. Okay. Let's try that. Turn it on. And boom! We're off. So, our wood chip is now going from our wood chip pile that we left there. What were we up to on that? It was 444, then I did another 70 something. So we're over 500,000 litres. We'll see once this is done how much this has got in it. So yeah, we'll get that done, and then once the pile is too far away that I can't, I mean that's stretched to its full extent now. I could use, there are other conveyor belts, so what I could do is use one of these. Again, I know, and I'm preaching to the converted. I know I say that a lot when I show stuff, and I get people messaging me saying I already know that. Great, and if that's the case, then that piece of information wasn't intended for you. It might be intended for someone who's brand new to the game. So one of these. Or there's the base game versions, it doesn't matter which ones. This is more of a transfer silo, that's a pickup one. That normally is a pickup off the ground. These don't standard do that, but the Dr. Drulia one does. So I can have extension belts, so I could use an extension belt like that, have that extended out, and then what I can do is have this picking up from the floor, dropping onto an extension belt, which then runs out to this. But what we'll do is we'll leave this running because it has quite a good reach on it. Once it stops, which is going to be soon, I would imagine. It's taking it a fair old rate, though. I mean, I'm just looking how far that's reaching to. That's got a much bigger range than I remember it having. But again, though, I'm not knocking it. That's absolutely fantastic. That's going to save me a whole load of time. Oh, yeah, look. We're motoring through. Brilliant stuff. Then it will be grab the seeder. So what am I going to do? That's going to be potatoes. So I'm going to need a potato planter. I might have a look around and see what's available with regard to potato planting. There are some nefarious ones. There's that Kinsey planter, which I love. Is that a Chris S. Riley S? I'm trying to think now. That does everything. And I mean everything. Like poplars. It does all sorts of stuff. But I want to kind of do it more traditionally, I think, how it should be done potentially, which means I'm going to have to go and buy seed or buy potatoes. I think it'd be cheaper to buy the potatoes rather than seed. So we'll do that, but that'll be a bit of backwards and forwards. Again, what have we got available with regard to that? Let's go to our potato vegetable type stuff. Potato planters. That's 3 metre, that's 3 metre, that's 6 metres. That's quite expensive, and to lease will be quite expensive. That was 8,000, 8,150. There is a modded version of this that I used on 22, definitely, that holds double the amount. I think it's 16,000 litres, and that's another one that plants all sorts. I'm sure that did poplar and sugarcane as well, if I recall. So yeah, I don't know. We might go for that. How much is that? I mean, we just made a whole ton of money, didn't we? Ooh, 10 grand? I'll have a look and see what's available. I can afford it, and let's be honest, if I do a whole load of trees, we're in that situation again where I know I can make 10 grand back fairly quickly because we've got plenty of trees we can cut down and we'll be absolutely fine. No way has that done all of it. Oh, look. That's it. That's the only bit it's missed. Oh, that's just phenomenal. Oh, come on then. Let's just drive that down, pick up those last couple of bits. Is everything picked up? Looks like it. Oh, I didn't have to use the trailer at all. Oh, you beauty. Yes, it's only going 3 miles an hour this direction, but the other direction I'm sure it's 24 or 26 miles an hour it'll go if you go for the speedy version, which means transferring things around is a lot easier. Well, sorry. Let's close you down. Let's get this rice harvest finished. I need to get the rice harvest done. Boom. Right. Engine off. I might buy one of those. They're very, very handy. How much have we got in here in the end? 576,677 litres of wood chip. Why? No idea. I've still got the wood chipper down here actually, the Devourer. Again, that probably needs to go back. I don't think there's anything I need to wood chip. realistically, now, all I want to do is clear that area. The rest of it's going to be logging, isn't it? Yeah, that can go back, so can the conveyor. Let's get down and get this rice harvest done. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. I'm a big fan of the clanking trailers. I know some of them do clank a lot. Oh yeah, barn. So I mean, there's so much to do. I said about another barn. Oh, so whoa, what? That's off that. That's coming off the end of this. I'm having some very weird things happen. I thought this road network would be brilliant, but I'm having some problems. Anyway, right, we've got another one of these. Right, that needs to go into our. Which one's full? That's 16 litres. That's 1,000. Let's get you away. Our container over here is refrigerated as well, which really helps. honest governor. I know it's open, but it's yeah. Cool. It's all falling into place. Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely need a bigger barn for storage. I've got to start making notes of all these things I keep saying in each episode. Oh, that's the lime I had left over. We did buy a load of bags of lime, and then obviously when I finished I unloaded, and that's what I think we took. Not quite 3,000 litres. One of them's got less in, hasn't it? Yeah, yeah. 2,881 litres of lime left. That's fine. Right. We are going to get there. Harvester is full. I don't think I'm going to do rice, long grain ricing again this time. Actually, we could do wheat or barley in one of these, couldn't we? Or something else, I don't know. Of course we could do something else. But right, let's turn. I love the way these get muddy, and when it's raining, it's like thick mud on these as well. Engine off. Let's get that back on. So one of the reasons for obviously my new fields I've ploughed because I've had to make new fields. So to make new fields you have to plough. That's the only downside the precision farming thing, you know, it doesn't like ploughing, but if you're making new fields you've got no other way of making. Well, I mean, there are some maps, some map makers that do have that texture. I think Alien Jim was one of the first people that did that. That had the plough texture or the cultivated texture, and you could create a field by using the texture thing rather than ploughing a field out. But in a situation like this, now we're harvested, and the same when our corn harvest is done, the reason I bought that other seeder, being that it's a direct drill, means we can direct drill straight into this ground that I'm on. I don't have to cultivate. It's only if it comes up saying it needs ploughing, and even then apparently that's you don't need to. You can ignore that. But I've always been very much, because it's so ingrained into you, ploughing is a certain percentage of your yield bonus, as is your fertilising, and I know precision farming kind of overrides that. And that's always what's baffled me, is if it overrides it, why do you still get the messages coming up saying needs ploughing? You know, I suppose that is completely integrated into the base game coding as well. I don't know, it's just. So I just tend to find myself ploughing every single time anyway, which isn't great. But again, I also said I'm not chasing the environmental score, which I can feel myself already doing. That thing of, oh yeah, but just as you saw, we're doing the logs earlier, the bonus on my environmental score, considering my environmental score's gone down, that was a pretty good bonus on those logs. I'll take that. Well, no, it went too far off the edge. Rice harvest is complete. We've got another 18,841 litres in here, so we're going to go and put that into our silo and see what we actually ended up with. I could probably do with topping up the... how much have they got the meadow grass as well? Well, I'm sure they'll be fine for the time being. What are we going to end up with as far as rice goes? Swap out. I'm not going to lie, I said this in the last episode. I was really surprised at the yield. 32,807. That's not a particularly big field either. I think we did all right off that, you know. I mean, like I say, we'll take it. We'll take it. Actually, I was bringing the harvester back over, and I've said it about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. We definitely need a bigger shed. I want to go for something more like timber frame, timber construction, rather than, you know, automatically going for a metal shed, because like I say, we are out in the wilderness. What we have an abundance of is wood. If I was going to be doing it using my wood beams and long planks, that's what we would build. It would be a wooden barn, you know, that kind of thing. The farmhouses, the things we are going to have around us. What have we got availability? Shipping containers, those, you know. I just think that's more in keeping potentially. Right, so next job then, we have got seeding. Oh yeah, I need to go and look at potato planters, don't I? Potato planters. I'm going to have a look and see if I can find a rack. Oh, what's it called? Like a coupler. I'm sure there's some couplers, because that seeder was only 6 grand, 5.2 meters. If I get another one for 6 grand, that takes me to 10.4 meters for 12 grand. Direct drill. We're up in our game. Not horrendous horsepower requirement, but I'm going to, because I know you can attach them together, but to attach them and for it to run correctly, you're going to need 3 at least, because it's one in the middle with its 2 side pieces extended, one either side. I'm just thinking if I can find a frame where I can couple 2 at 5, I don't know if it works. I'll have a look. I'll see if we can find. Let's see if we can find ourselves a barn. I had all these plans of what I was going to do in this episode, but I think actually, as long as I can get some seeding done, whether it's potatoes or whether it's a crop in this field here, or even in our rice field, it doesn't really matter, and possibly get a barn put in, maybe, yeah. I'm going to go and make myself. I'm going to make myself a cup of tea, cook myself up a burger, and contemplate what I'm going to do. So here we are. Time is cracking on, and I've still got more to do. It's 5:34. My sheds are looking a little bit empty. I still haven't done quite what I needed to. I thought it'd be perfect. It's not far off perfect. Our large Penta planter still won't fit in. I have got room though for, I can put seed and bags, and I can remove some of these now if I want. But look, I've got these. I put 2 in next to each other, so I've done them at opposites. We kind of join almost at the middle. But I've got storage space above if I want to put, I don't know, bales, bags, boxes, whatever I want to put up there as well. See what I mean? The harvester goes in, but the header's just a little bit too wide. It looks perfect. But we got it in. Anyway, that's the main thing. Like I say, 2 of them, 5 grand a pop. All the rest of the stuff is stored under there. I've got room for drive-through, so I can come through with trailers and bits and bobs and park underneath there, which I'm quite happy with. And it's a bit tidier. I've got all the various different things I need all tucked away. So what we're going to do now, oh yes, front loader, because I've got the telehandler and I've got the skid steer loader now. The front loader has been sat underneath that shed for a while, and to be honest with you, I'm not using it, so we might as well get rid of that or repair it or anything. I don't know, we'll just sell it as it is. I think sell that. Actually, that covers the cost of I've just spent, oh, you're not going to see now, are you? Oh, I suppose the money was shown top right, wasn't it? I just spent 6 grand with the ministry for them to deliver a load of potatoes. So they've sent over the their dump truck from the work site. That's now sat at the train station, or the train station, well I suppose train station, at the platform. That's got, what did that hold, 16,500 litres, something like that. I think I might have paid over the odds. I'm pretty sure from the buy station, if you buy pallets of potatoes, it's a weird one. I would suggest as well, looking around at buy silos, multi-fruit buy stations and things like that. Or again, doing the seed route, that's a bit nefarious. Because potato planters will take seed or potatoes, and if you've got a potato, it's like the old health and safety in it. Because when we were doing the stuff earlier with the pallets and stuff, the health and safety inspection. I've got to watch out for those now. I've been warned by the ministry about my log loads and about the when I brought over all the wood pallets, that potentially, because I'm working for the ministry, we could get a snap inspection, so we could get an health and safety inspection. Anyway, what was I saying about the potatoes? Yeah, you can do that thing with if you use a sugar cane harvester planter, sorry, load it up with seed, then unload it. So you buy sugar cane, which is really cheap, unload it, and you get seed really cheap. So the potatoes, I'll show you what I mean. So if we come down to, I've leased the potato planter, that's on the dock, that was 10 grand, we saw that earlier. So under our consumables here, we've got liftable and we've got normal. So 950 for 1,000 litres, that seems expensive to me for potatoes, because you don't get paid that for potatoes. If you're selling, you're getting the pallet there, which I don't really want. When you sell potatoes, you don't get that good money for it. So if we come down to, where's our prices? Let's do our prices. Yeah, potatoes. What are they selling for at the moment? For 361, 354, 464. So the fact they're charging you 950, that seems crazy to me. Yes, you're going to get loads back because the yield's very high. So if you keep hold of your previous year's yield, you can use those potatoes for replanting your new lot of potatoes. I get that. That's absolutely fine. But buying them is expensive. The bulk fill station there was shown at 399, so I worked out I did about 500, I suppose. I paid 6 grand. Oh, maybe not, maybe just under, maybe I did do it right. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is grab the planter. I wonder, can I load from, actually if I do it off the dock, well maybe I can. Maybe I could do something. I've got the skid cylinder up here with the bucket, so we can do our next load with it. This only holds 8,000, so I'll get 2 loads out of this. Let's unfold it. Oh no, do I need it unfolded? I'm just wondering whether or not. If I back that up to the edge of the dock there, will it reach? We're just thinking for the first load at least, maybe the second load as well, maybe if I unload directly from this, will it unload into it? Got a bit of an overhang on that, and we might be alright. Yeah, so what we got, 16,600 litres. I'll at least get the potatoes in. Oh, I did a bit of testing as well. I said about that holder, the coupler it's called, the tandem coupler by Senior Vertex was who it was by, that I was looking for, because I said about running 2 of these together, because you can go 1 to 3 really, so you can go 1 and then have 1 to the side, 1 to the side if you've got the extended arms, which I've got here. The extendable, did I get the extendable arms? I thought I had, yeah. If you only go for 2, you can go echelon left or echelon right. Fancy, I know. But the problem is by going an echelon, so having 1 there and then 1 to the side there, which yes, we are doubling our width, it runs at a funny angle. It never runs quite right. So you have to kind of go from 1 to 3, which I suppose I could do. It's still not mega expensive. So I was looking at the tandems, and the tandems are adjustable. The problem I had in looking into it when I was reading up the bump on their website is these wheels here, when you've got 2 of them next to each other and you use one of those tandem couplers, the 2 wheels next to each other, if you get them too close, it doesn't run properly. If you get them just right, when you do your planting, there's a gap. You get a gap where it doesn't plant because of the wheels. So unfortunately, that's not going to work how I thought it was going to. But we could go, like I said, we can go from 1 to 3. So I might start off with 1, and we may jump up to 3. I say it's not expensive. What was it? £6 each. So we're looking at 18,000, and we'd be up to 15.6 meters. Is that right? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, that being said, let's get the potatoes in the ground. That's what I need to do. Oh no! Just hit me trolley, me diesel trolley. Careful, careful, careful. I don't know if the angle's going to be right here. Oh, come on. Got to be so careful. Let's roll off the front of the dock here. Whoa! Oh, mama! Oh! No weapon there. I need... So is all the rest of the bits of dock. Look, all the length of the dock that way, the other way, there's stuff in front of it the whole way along. It would be the narrowest bit here. Come on. Oh! Right, okay, it doesn't look like that's going to work, does it? No. I'm going to have to unload on the floor. That's fair enough. Oh! That was so close. What about if I back up? We can overhang just kind of there, maybe. Hey, I'll try anything to avoid. The stupid thing is, the time it's taking me to do this, I could have probably already loaded it using the skid steer loader if I'd have dumped it all on the floor. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Nope, doesn't like it. Okay, fair enough. On the floor it is. I should have kept the... I only literally just returned the... can I load here? I can. Oh, cool. I've only just returned the conveyor belt. Typically. If I need some more, I might have to... That's something we do need, because radio communications have been dicey, to say the least. I'm wondering whether or not we need to put in like a radio antenna or a radio mast or something to get better communication with the outside world, potentially. Right then, you watch this now not work because the bucket will be too heavy on the skid steer loader, or there'll be something. Where is it? There is. I knew I brought it over. I've leased this bucket, it's not mine. Oh, we might be alright. Oh, where are we? Why is this not... Why is nothing tipping into this thing? Just had to get the angle of the dangle just right. Right, I'm going to get this loaded. I should have used the telehandler. I thought I'll use the skid steer loader, we'll get up there. If I'd have used the telehandler and leased a bucket, it would have been a bigger bucket. I could have raised it up higher. Try and do these things to save time, and it takes me 3 times the amount of time. And you watch this last about 3 seconds in the field. Like I said, I don't remember potatoes disappearing so fast when you seed, but again, am I misremembering that? I hope not. This ground surface is like wet mud. I should have just done this in the first place. Don't know why I didn't. Actually, you know what? I'm going to unfold it again. I just honestly... Sits flatter, it makes more sense. Oh, look! Whoa! That was easier, wasn't it? That's another one of those things. When I was saying earlier on about doing the jobs and getting sidetracked, and I said how many other people do the same thing, I was going to ask the same thing about this. How many people do that too? You start doing something a certain way, and when you start and you sort of realise, oh, I should have done it such a way, I should have used such a thing, I should have done whatever. But then you're already into doing it, and then you think to go and get the other bit of equipment, whatever it might have been that I was going to use originally, but changed my mind. It would be quicker and easier to go and get the other thing and do it the other way, but you persist in the way that you decided, because it's almost like you don't want to give in to defeat. You don't want to admit the fact you made the mistake, or for whatever reason, I don't know. It's funny, isn't it? Right. We're not doing tram lines, are we? No, we're not doing tram lines. I don't want to do tram lines. Have we got a variable seed rate on here? Do we have a variable seed rate on potatoes? I can never remember. Right, let's drop it down. This is just mechanical, isn't it? It's not turn it on job, is it? We'll see how far this 8,000 litres goes. It's not going down as fast as I thought it was going to. Well, maybe it is. This is quite scary, isn't it? Be a lot of potatoes. But again, nothing wrong with that. And then I think we'll do wheat or barley in the big field. Or do I do more corn? I've had an idea for the corn as well. If we're going to help the corn to keep, potentially we need it in another form. I know I wasn't going to do productions. I said that right from the outset, but so it doesn't spoil, and we can put it in. We can put it in a silo, and I suppose it will stay in the silo however long it needs to. But I'm just thinking maybe we could can it. Can we can corn? I'm trying to think. Is there a can corner? A can corner? There probably is. There's probably a corner somewhere with loads of cans in it. A corner canner, a cannery. There probably is. No, I didn't hire a worker. What are you doing? There you go. There probably is a cannery somewhere. So we've got all that corn. Yeah, I'm going to do a big old barley. We don't really need straw. I'm just thinking, normally I'll be like, oh, we need the straw swath. We don't really need the straw swath. But wheat's a handy thing to have for flour and things like that. So maybe that. Or I'm thinking of one of the newer crops. The only problem is, like I said, with the newer crops, when you're doing something like this, since the game has come out, since, you know, again, we're 6 months down the line, things like green beans, peas, those kind of things, we haven't really got any other harvesters. We've had nothing new in the harvester realm. So what we're finding is, or what I'm finding especially, is that if you do any of those crops, you have to use the big harvesters. And they cost a lot of money to lease or to buy. There's nothing trailed really, not for those crops, you know, spinach, green beans, peas, that kind of thing. It might just be in the real world there isn't. There may not be anything trailed. But I guess that's the only downside to it. We've nearly done a full round. We've used 1,000 litres already. Should have started in the middle, not around the outside first. I think what I'm going to do, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's raise that. Let's do this proper. Do that. That. Oh, that's so frustrating. Yeah, otherwise I'm going to be going over the ridges I've done, aren't I? So if we do it this way now, I've left the top end open. We'll go up and down, and then I'll do the outside at the end. But we are now getting potatoes in the ground. We've probably got another... We used 8,000, I bought 16, yeah. So we should get another full load from this. We might get most of this done, you know, off that one lorry load. We'll see. So tomorrow, because it's getting quite late now, it's nearly 6 o'clock, I think the next episode we'll go on to the next field over. I'm pointing again, but the next field over there. We'll sort our rice field because that needs to be repurposed. We'll go and see if we can find this coal thing the ministry want. I'm not doing anything with it. I'm just going to go and find it if it needs unplugging, whatever it is, unboxing. We're going to do a coal mine unboxing. We'll do that. But what else are we going to do? Oh yeah, the apple. I was supposed to do apples today. I haven't gone to the apple thing. We'll see. But there's still tons to do, and I'm glad the farm side of things is you know, when I did the first fields and stuff, I got all that going, and then it's case of I was just waiting for it to grow, and obviously then getting enough money. Then I suddenly thought, I've been doing all the stuff with the forestry, building up my equipment and machinery. I needed to get a harvester. Once that was done, so okay, right, now I can focus on let's get some more land, and then we'll move forward from there. But again, we are still trying to produce stuff for the ministry, for whatever it is they're going to be doing, whatever operation they're going to be running. We're supposed to be getting this area up and going again. A viable proposition. And it's working. We're definitely, I say definitely using less. We appear to be using less on the areas depending on the soil type. Although we don't seem to be getting this variable seed rate at the top that I can see. Nothing's changing to my top left. So saying not available. If I do that, nothing's coming up at the bottom. Oh well. And with that, I will get the rest of this potato field done. Then I'm going to go and get my spray. I've got my liquid fertiliser. We'll get that sprayed off. Actually, yes. No, I need to double check now. Let's have a look. We are looking at. Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Oh yeah, nitrogen bad. Bad. pH is perfect. Super duper. But nitrogen's bad, so yeah, we are going to need to. But there you go. I'll get that done too. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're still enjoying it. If you are, if you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then of course, please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.